What's up Nerfers? In today's video, I'll be testing some new types of half-length darts. The first of these are called Cheeto darts. No, they're not edible, but they do share the same color as the popular snack, hence the name. Now, these were handed to me in a cardboard box in the lobby of the Katarina Hotel while I was in Malaysia. Special thanks to a Nerfer named Jethro. Now, Jethro had to buy 100,000 of these just so that he could have some for himself to use. So, if any of you possibly want to buy some of these darts, I have a carousel link to them down below. Carousel is basically Singapore's version of something like Amazon or eBay, and on there you'll be able to order from Jethro internationally. Cheeto darts do have a hard plastic tip, which might shock a lot of players outside of Singapore. We wouldn't allow these here in Australia, for example, but after having these shot at me during Operation Silent Night, I'm curious to see how they perform. Now, about half of these Cheeto darts, Jethro handcrafted into bamboo darts. A process which takes about a week for him to make 800 of. That's simply due to how long the heat treatment takes. So if he does sell some bamboo ones on Carousel, it will be in lower quantities. The benefit of the bamboo ones though is that they should have lower friction than the standard ones through my barrel. So for the purposes of this video, I'll treat these as two separate dart types. For a third dart type, last week I reviewed the Gameface Trion Blaster, and included in the box were some of what Gameface call their Pro darts. These have a brilliant teal color to them, and they have a similar shape to Dart Zone Pro darts. The only real difference is the head has a little chevron shape cut out in it instead of a little rectangle. The foam itself is also slightly thinner than most other darts, giving Gameface Pros a larger hole inside than other darts, and less rigidity. For a fourth dart type, I wanted to have a baseline known good dart to try, so I opted for my personal favourite Worker Bamboo darts. Comparing just the weight of all four darts, Cheetos and Worker Bamboos weigh the same at 1 gram each. Bambooing them also doesn't change the weight. Gameface Pro darts, however, weigh in at a lighter 0.75 grams. In a moment, when I chrono test all the darts, I expect Gameface Pros to shoot a higher velocity than the others. However, when it comes to accuracy and range, I expect them to perform worse. But let's find out. In the spirit of Operation Silent Night, I'm going to be using a Sabre M20S in the exact same configuration I had it in while I was playing in Malaysia. So it has an integrated string rifling inside of the barrel and an 18 kilogram spring installed. I'm going to chrono 15 of each dart type, starting with Worker Bamboos, then I'll discuss the results at the end. .334, 339, 342, 335, 343, 342, 344, 345, 347, 341, 349, duplicate 349, 347, 343, 345. That's all 15 of the Worker Bamboos. Alright, now we have Cheetos with no bamboo rings. 340, and that dart just broke on impact. Duplicate 340. 334. 320. 332, we had another breakage on impact. 348, another break. 308, and a break on impact. 326, and it also broke, so I'm guessing these aren't glued quite as well as Workers. 309 break. 289 break. 352. 344. 344. 342 break. 337. That's all 15 of those. Let's switch to the bamboo version now. $335, $333, $324, $317, $304, $328, $313, $350, $326, $331, $365, $361, $357, $349, $351, and that's all 15 of the bamboos. Finally, we've got the game face darts. Lightest of the bunch, so they should probably go fastest. $353, $354, $326, $342, $354, $362, $368, $369, $367, $364, $346, $355, $358, $343, $358. That's all 15 of them. Okay, so after chrono testing all the darts, if I sort by highest average velocity, the slowest ones were the regular Cheetos, averaging 331 feet per second. In third place for velocity, Cheeto Bamboos averaged 336 feet per second. So it looks like the bamboo rings did reduce friction slightly. In second place, Worker Bamboos averaged 343 feet per second. And in first place, as expected, Game Face Pros averaged 354 feet per second due to their lighter weight than the others. If instead of velocity I sort by consistency, pretty much tied for last place are both types of Cheetos. Cheeto Bamboos were slightly worse with a standard deviation of 18, and regular Cheetos had a standard deviation of 17. In second place, Game Face darts had a standard deviation of 11, and in first place, Worker Bamboo darts had an incredible standard deviation of 4. I think overall for the chrono test, it goes without saying I have to give the win to Worker Bamboos here. But how does that translate to accuracy? Are we shooting from a distance of 30 meters or 100 feet for you Americans? 15 of each dart, beginning with Worker Bamboos. Hit. 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 That's all 15. Let's switch to Cheetos, regular. Miss to the left. Hit. Just over the top. But I'll keep shooting exactly where I was aiming with the workers.
hit and broke. Oh no, they missed all the way to the right. Hit. 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 Just over the top to the left. Hit. Then we just clipped the white sign above the target. High and right. Hit. That's all 15 of them. Now onto the bamboo ones. Hit. Hit. Just high and left. Hit. 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 It seems the round-tipped Cheetos seem to be going higher on the target than the workers do. Hit. Hit the white sign above. Hit. Hit white sign above. Hit. Hit white sign above, I think. Hit. 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 That's all 15 of them. Honestly, they seem pretty good. Definitely better than the standard non-bamboo version. Onto game face. Hit the white sign above. Hit. 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 That was a really weird shot though. Hit. 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 That's all 15.
With the accuracy test completed, pretty much tied for last place were Game Face Pro darts with a spread 90 centimeters wide, and regular Cheeto darts with a spread 110 centimeters wide, which is slightly worse. What's interesting is when we take a look at second place. Cheeto Bamboos performed way better than regular Cheetos. They shot a 55 centimeter spread, half the size of regular Cheetos, and 14 of those 15 shots fell within an even tighter 30 centimeter spread. I think perhaps bamboo rings play nicely with string scar barrels. In first place, but not by much, worker bamboo darts had an entirely 30 centimeter spread, edging out Cheeto Bamboos purely because of that one dart that went high and left. For the accuracy test, I have to give the win to worker bamboos, but it was an incredibly close one. Almost a tie with Cheeto Bamboos, in fact. Finally though, I'll give all 4 darts a range test. I expect the round tip of both Cheeto types to give them the furthest range, and the light weight of Game Face Pros to give them the shortest range, with Worker Bamboos landing somewhere in the middle. But there's only one way to find out, and that's firing 3 of each dart type.
Okay, the first one here is a Game Face, and that went 59 meters. Now I'll pick it up, don't want to litter. And we've got 2 more Game Faces as the next closest. This one here is 67 meters. One next to it, I'm guessing about a meter further, 68 meters. That's all 3 of the Game Face. The Worker Bamboo here, 69 meters, nice. Another one next to it. That's ticked over to 72 meters. And I think I just saw another one. Oh, yep. That's also 72 meters. And now we come to the Cheetos. Got a Cheeto Bamboo, 77. Got a Cheeto Regular, 78. Cheeto Bamboo just behind that, 79. Another Cheeto Regular, 79. Then we've got a Cheeto Regular at 85, and the last Cheeto Bamboo at 87.
As you could predict, with a basic understanding of physics, the lighter 0.75 gram Game Face Pros came in last place. Next were 1 gram Worker Bamboos, with their flat face being not as aerodynamic as the round-tipped darts, so they averaged 71 meters or 232 feet. And pretty much tied for first place, as you'd expect, the 1 gram Cheeto and Cheeto Bamboo darts averaging 80 and 81 meters respectively. That's 265 feet for my US viewers. Unsurprisingly, the round tip was more aerodynamic and allowed them to travel the furthest. But after testing all 4 darts, which ones do I think are best overall? Well, the hard-tip Cheeto Bamboos had a near equal accuracy to Worker Bamboos, but they went 10 meters or 32 feet further than them. That's enough of a difference to potentially mean hitting an enemy player or your shot falling short. A very noticeable downside to both Cheeto dart types was their durability. They don't seem to be glued as well as Worker or Game Face darts, and I had a lot of tips fly off upon first impact with the target. Now, Jethro tells me you do not want to pick them up and reuse them at all, because performance will be worse the second time, even with the ones that survive. So Cheetos are basically a single-use dart, which, to be fair, is a common way to treat darts in Singapore, but not elsewhere in the world. Every other dart we use in the Nerf hobby, you can just pick it up and use time and time again, so that can be a huge turnoff for most players outside of Singapore. Additionally, addressing the elephant in the room, the hard tip does mean that Cheeto darts will hurt a lot more than standard Nerf darts when they hit you. And because of that, most Nerf groups that I know of actually ban hard tip darts. That is, of course, except for Singapore. In my testing, based on combined accuracy and range, Cheeto Bamboos were the best performers, and that probably explains why Singapore nerfers still use hard-tip darts like these. The hard tip also helps cut through foliage if your opponent is hiding in the grass or something. Outside of Singapore, pretty much no nerf group is going to allow these. So despite the shorter range, worker bamboos are what I would recommend for everyone else, and they're also what I will keep on using here. In last place, GameFace Pros have copied Dart Zone and reduced the weight to inflate velocity numbers. That's pretty much the opposite of innovation, so I won't mention anything more about GameFace Pros. What I think would be interesting to try though is a soft rounded tip dart that weighs 1 gram or maybe even more than 1 gram, and also give it bamboo rings. I think that could be a winning formula to defeat the worker bamboo and be allowed at Nerf wars in the rest of the world. But what do you guys think? Do you allow hard tip darts where you play? Have you noticed that round tip darts tend to fly further than flat tip ones? And even if your group doesn't allow hard tips, would you pick up some Cheetos just to plink within the backyard? Jethro is stuck with 100,000 of these, and I'm sure he would like to get rid of some of them at least. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Find those links in the pinned comment down below. Give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down, and here's 2 other ones you might enjoy. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.